Hey, Church of God, this is Mike Anders, and with all the insanity going on in the States and in the world right now, I know it's a scary time, but let me say this. God is with us, and we do not need to be afraid. I want to share with you a passage out of 2 Kings chapter 6, and it's where King Aram is at war with Israel. And King Aram wants to kill the man of God, who is Elisha at the time. And Elisha is a prophet of God, and Elisha hears from the Lord, and he sends a report of the Lord to the king of Israel. And God has actually been speaking to Elisha and giving Elisha the battle plans of the enemy. And King Aram is aware of this, so he is all about stopping that. And so he masses this huge army together, and he surrounds the city of where Elisha is at, and he surrounds Elisha's house. And it says in 2 Kings chapter 6, it says the servant came out of Elisha's house and sees this massive army and just panics. I don't know if you can imagine. I can't imagine an army invading Brooker and just surrounding my house. That would be a pretty scary thing. And Elisha says to his servant, "Do not be afraid." And he prays to God and he asks God to open up the eyes of his servant. And as soon as the servant's eyes are open, the servant sees that the hills are filled with God's army. Elisha says there's more of us than there are of them. And then he prays to God and asks God to blind the enemy. And all of the army was blinded immediately. And it says that Elisha led them out of his city and into the presence of the king of Israel. And now the army of Aram is at Israel's mercy. We do not struggle against flesh and blood. It's a spiritual battle. Elisha prayed. The first thing he did was he prayed, and he encouraged his servant. And I'm telling you, we do not need to be afraid, and I want you to be encouraged. For the men and women of God, there is an enemy out here that wants to kill, steal, and destroy. It's a spiritual battle, and the enemy wants to do everything he can to scare us, to overwhelm us. And I'm telling you, greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. God loves you, God cares for you, and God is with you. I pray that you just have a great week.